Alright, Terry at Lithos and Lasers, cleaning the Glowforge Part 2. And we've already done all the basic stuff, and now we're going to get the air assist and take it off and clean it. To do that, we're going to remove our laser head cable. We're going to set this aside somewhere safe. Going to move our cable out of the way. And next up, to get to the screw here, we need to take our crumb tray out. So, I'm going to push our head back. Let's get our crumb tray out of here. Crumb tray is removed. We are going to use a 2mm Allen wrench. We're going to come up under here. Going to slide it in. If you think it's tricky, try filming it. Alright, so we got it in there. We're going to pull back. I'm sorry. We're going to push away from ourselves to loosen. That's going to let this bolt fall right off. You don't have to do anything belt-wise over here. You just loosen. Next up, we are going to remove this. It's very simple. While this is braced, you're going to pull forward on this, and the back springs have springs. So they're going to let us pull forward and down. So hold it with one hand, pull forward, tilt down, then kind of let it fall backwards. And here it is. So these are the ones that have a bit of spring to them. They ride in this little channel. So this is our air assist, and it is pretty disgusting. So let's go clean it. Okay, we're going to be sideways because I need to be able to show you what I'm doing, and I need to be able to do it. So, dirty air assist. The tools I'm going to be using is isopropyl alcohol. Most of it's like 70% out there, but I found a bottle of 91, so I'm using that guy. I'm just going to put some in a dish. You can use Q-tips, but I'm going to show you my little pipe cleaner things I picked up. Works a lot better, and well, I'll show you them now. So these were in the baby department at Walmart. They're like bottle brushes. And I like them because they're mine. I know I know which ones are which. And pretty much I'm just going to use this guy. For the most part. We could use this guy, but by looking at my brushes, I haven't. I normally use this big one. And they'll just come off the ring. We got our tool now. I'm just peeling the seal off of my isopropyl, and I'm going to put some in a dish. Does not take much. And I'm going to show you one more tool, which is 100% optional. And should not be relied on as your only cleaning method. So, plenty. All right, so what is optional? CRC QD electronic cleaner. It's a spray, and it will help bust a bunch of this gunk off of our fan pretty quickly. However, like I mentioned, I've seen people say, just leave the Glowforge in place, slide your gantry up to the front where you can see this fan. Spritz it on there, wait a few minutes till it looks like it's dry, and you're back in business. I have found that to leave a super gummy residue on here. It's not really so much that this has a residue. It's more that you are breaking down the smoke and stuff that's stuck on here. That's not fully coming off, and that is leaving a resiny, sticky residue. So before I even do that though, we're going to use a 1.5 millimeter Allen wrench. We're going to take off this shield so that we can get our cleaner all the way through, forward and back. And the important thing to remember there is that you put it back on the same way. So look at it and get a picture. The other critical portion will be coming up in a second, and that is that this fan, there's a label on the fan, and that label faces down. In this position, your label is facing down, your label is facing into this metal shroud. If you reverse it, then this will not be blowing anything, it'll be cleaning, or it'll be sucking. Not good. So we're just going to crack these off. These, I think, are not, there we go. I'm having to put it at a little bit of an angle to start getting it out. So I think it's not really a 1.5 millimeter. It's something SAE that I don't have a perfect fit for. Let me grab my other one real quick that works a little bit better. All right, so what fit was a T9 Torx, Torx 10. So just take these screws out, set them aside. I haven't even started cleaning yet, and I'm already getting a nasty paper towel here. So I'm gonna bust out some of the dirt before I even use the spray, and maybe I won't even use the spray. We'll see. But like I said, often the spray is causing more problems than it's worth. Oh, and before we're done, I'm going to grab the laser head, and we're going to cover cleaning that tiny little laser head fan as well. So look at that. It's all inside of your air assist shroud. We'll clean that. Some people will clean it like this. I like to take this off. Just be careful. Just kind of wiggle it. It will come off. This whole end of the circuit board, it kind of pulls, so try to restrain it. There's also a little clip here you can press in. Do not pull the wires. Squeeze and pull the clip. It will come out. We might touch this guy up a little bit, but that's, again, not critical. Critical is this thing. So I told you there was a label. Again, this label is going to face down into that fan shroud. See if I can get you in a position where I can clean and you can see. So we took that off so that we can go all the way straight through. We can come out the back. We'll be checking all of the blades before we're done as well. I'm not gonna do a time lapse on this because I kind of want you to see that it's not that hard. It doesn't take that long to clean it properly. So I'm just getting the bulk off at the moment. Just dry. What I'm cleaning here is just each individual blade at an angle to get the stuff that's stuck to it off. Not really cleaning the holes here because, as you can see, I'm just staying in the same one. All right, so the bottom half of the fan is pretty clean. Top half, we'll give it a little bit more work. I see stuff in the corners, and I'm going to go ahead and give it some isopropyl now. If you decide to use the CRC cleaner, especially at this point, don't stop with it. So use it, let it get your blades clean, but then follow it up with isopropyl, because you don't want that residue staying around. Doesn't have to be squeaky clean. And if it is really, really bad and you're having all kinds of problems, you can totally buy one of these things, 15 to 25 bucks online. The killer usually is getting these things is cheap, but it's like, 2 months delivery from China. There are some places like DigiKey that I've ordered from before that had them, and I got them within a couple days. So here's your model number in case you want to order one. When you order them, some come without this connector and some come with it. So if you don't want to have to worry about splicing into that connector or something, order one with 4 wires connector. Red, black, yellow, and blue. All right, let's get the back. Trying to decide if I want to use one of these little guys. This one's it's a little fatter. Let's see if it fits in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's doing a good job. I can feel it getting both sides of that fan blade all at once. This is the one. I've also seen stuff like this on sale on Amazon, and you can get it in a, there's like a 3-pack, a 5-pack, a 12-pack. A lot of times it's packs of the same size. I think I've also seen one that's 9, and it's like 3 of each one. That'd be helpful. And those are, again, like $5, free Prime shipping, $6. All right. I think that's clean enough that I am not going to use the CRC cleaner. Like I said, if you did use a CRC cleaner, just make sure that you follow that up with the isopropyl to remove all that after. So what do we get? Look at that. This is why you're getting flames. That is just a massive pile of stuff. So let's do a little bit of work on this. Seconds, really. Might put some isopropyl in a spritzer bottle or something. I'm gonna use just some LA Awesome, just because it won't hurt, and I already have it in a spray bottle. Nasty. And next, we will put this back together. And then, like I said, we'll look at the air assist. I'm sorry, the little head cooling fan. All right. Give me 1 second as I need another paper towel. All right. Our desk is clean. I'm just gonna brush some of the dirt off this guy. This thing could be caked. It wouldn't matter. It's not affecting anything. And it's upside down, so you don't even see it. You shouldn't have to do anything about inside of here because there was a plug in there. Make sure your wheels are nice and clean. That is a place that CRC hasn't caused me any issues yet, and that is cleaning these wheels and getting them rolling nice, although LA Awesome or something would probably do the same thing. That stuff is like, I don't know, 12 bucks a can. If you get the one that's recommended by Glowforge, I think it's actually the same brand or similar product anyway, they recommend it for cleaning the rear fan on your Glowforge. And that stuff is like, man, 50 bucks a can or something. So, all right. These are the wheels you see all the time. These two wheels in the front. Oh my gosh. These two wheels are the ones you see all the time when you take your laser head on and off to clean it. These two wheels, you want to inspect them right now while you got everything apart. Because when you start seeing jagged lines or incomplete circles and stuff on your cuts, usually one or both of these is either cracked or missing sections altogether. That or this belt became loose. So we'll talk about that when we put this belt back on. But this is a refurb Glowforge that's pretty new. So these wheels look like they're in pretty good shape. My vessel over there is not ideal for sticking a long Q-tip into, or pipe cleaner thing. All right. So I would say you can clean all of your regular optics and fans and stuff, plus your air assist, plus your laser head fan, we'll call it, in about a half hour. So you see how these are spinning right now? They're spinning free, but they're not like just continually rolling, right? I'm gonna hit these with CRC real quick. I don't know if you just heard that, but it went bzzz. Good enough. So, do we remember how our fan shroud goes on? And how our fan goes on? This is the front of your Glowforge. Your fan shroud is going to be like this, so that the air coming down is going to come forward towards your cut. Our fan is going to be mounted down here also, as such. You're not going to get the free spinning off of this guy. And I don't want to spray it with CRC. So, this label points into this cup. And let me make sure. Yeah. That's your orientation. This here and this here. These screws tend to, I would say that they tend to strip, but I think I also tend to use the wrong size tool. So try not to strip them, or you're going to have to buy some replacements. I'm only rotating it all over the place to get a camera angle. Not because it's difficult or anything. All right. This is only going to go in one way. Remember, we had this little hook that we had to squeeze. So done. Okay, so we took a nasty air assist fan and we cleaned it all up. And we made it lots more pretty, and it's going to move a lot more air for you, and it's going to keep your flame down manageable. Cleaned this. Our gantry plate is pretty clean. Our wheels are now clean and rolling pretty well when they're not tangled up in belts. So before we install it, let me grab that air assist, and we're going to do a similar thing. Laser head fan. So now we get our T6. This is T6, I promise. There it goes. This is the laser head we cleaned up a little bit earlier. And we're going to take 2 tiny screws off. If you are smart, you would take the lens and stuff out while you're working on it. And maybe even you would clean this fan first, and then clean all your optics when you're all done. So there's actually another little hidden piece in here you'll see in a second. It's like a little plastic shim. And again, there's a little connecting ribbon right here. So you want to hook into there. Pull this out. It can be a little bit tricky. Try to hook a nail at the top and the bottom of it or something. All right. So why do you want to remove your lens? Because we still have to clean this stuff, right? And we don't want that to get on our lens. So I'm going to grab my lens tool and pull that out when I get to that step. Right now, we're going to clean this guy. So it does not look much better than the Air Assist did. And I think that's where this thinner tool is going to come in more handy. See how this is on there? Again, no label. Label. So the label indicates the air is coming on the label side of your fan. And then just remember, and if you get confused in any of this, just take pictures during your disassembly process so that you have something to use for reassembly. So set that guy aside. Your screws are going to be at the bottom when you put your fan back. They are long. All right. Could maybe even use a smaller one, but I don't think I have a smaller one. Oh, that works. So this one is about the perfect size for this fan as the other one was for that other fan. And if you can see, I'm already forming a pretty good pile on my table. I'll back up in a second and get a view, but and like I say, so when I first got my Glowforge, it was a couple days before lockdown, and it was what was that, March? And I used it, oh my gosh, I used it so many hours per day. And then I started, as we moved into June and July, I'm in Arizona. As we moved into June and July, I started getting cooling off. So I have a window AC out there mounted just above the Glowforge to help keep the room cool. And so what I did is I came up with some cardboard and foam and stuff and made kind of little duct redirection to take all that airflow from the window AC and blow it to a air intake that's actually located in the front right corner of your Glowforge. A lot of people don't know that that's down there, but it is. So I directed all that cold air into the Glowforge and it made no difference. So I bought a more powerful, more BTUs window AC. And it did nothing. Then I took this little guy off and I cleaned it. And bam. I mean, because I was talking, I would get cooling off every 2 minutes, you know, for a 10-minute project. And it was just insane. So I cleaned this thing. And I swear, I cleaned it one time. And I did not get a cooling off message again for about 6 or 7 months. So this isn't part of your daily routine. I would totally check it every time you clean the air assist. Make sure this is clean too. But cooling off, that's one of the reasons that you get a yellow light is cooling off. This is something you want to check. Especially if you don't just have a yellow light, but you have a yellow light and your Glowforge interface is saying cooling down. This little guy seems to cool your print head, laser head. All right. So we're looking pretty good there. Yes. And so now we need to pop out our blue, our lens so that we can clean this crud right here off. All right. There's not a lot there. There's just a piece of metal. So we're just kind of knocking the dust off of it. You could clean all this stuff, but it's just cosmetic stuff. I think what would help right here real quick is a Q-tip. Q-tips may not actually be Q-tip brand. But I think they are. You really just want to make sure everything is dry before you turn on the Glowforge, but if you're using isopropyl, by the time you get everything assembled again, you should be totally fine. Since the lens is out, I'm going to go ahead and just do that little casing a little bit. I'm not going all the way up there by the mirror. There's a little rim that the lens goes to. That's how deep I'm going. But that'll just help keep your lens able to focus nice. Hit those contacts again. Make sure they're nice and clean. I'm not going to do that with the liquid because I don't want to get stuff inside of there. So it's already clean. I don't see a need to mess with those. So and this little guy, you can just brush it off with your hands. Nothing's really going to be stuck to that. All right. Pop quiz. Which way does this go? Goes this way. And you just want to be able to get your plug up here. I'm going to put the plug in last. This little thing, it goes in here first. So get your cables back there in this little groove. Glowforge logo is at the top. Maybe start our screws. And you see this little, there's hole, and then there's like a rounded. I'm going to say that little rounded part up there, think of it like an arrow pointing your plug up to where it belongs, right? So this is going to be the orientation of your fan. You get started. If you guys are finding this helpful, I could always use a like and subscribe on the channel. It really helps me. I'm not at the monetized YouTuber state currently. I got about 1,000 hours to go, so all of your likes and subscribes and checking out all the other videos or any other videos I got on the playlist sure helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And you will find me oftentimes in Glowforge World or Homestyle Customs or Glowforge for beginners, or Glowforge for Arizona, or Glowforge sign makers. Just answering any questions I can. A lot of people just hit me up on Messenger and say, can I ask you a question? And I say, no, go away. No. I say, totally, let me help you in any way I can. And if I can help you, I am very happy to do so, and happy to see the results of your project that you needed help with. So you can always feel free to hit me up. And on Facebook, I am Terry Paisley. And then social media, I am Lithos and Lasers. So what do we got? We got a freshly cleaned laser head with cleaned air assist, installed the correct direction. We've got a freshly cleaned gantry and air assist that is all sparkling clean and doing us no good sitting here on a table. So let's go put them back. So before we put it back, this is the rail it's going to ride on in the front, and there's one just like it in the back. And this is a good time to clean this off. And I'm just going to use some LA Awesome. As a general rule, you are going to want to spray cloths and not items. So spray your cloth, wipe your item. If you're cleaning wood, especially like whiteboard, a lot of times if you spray the whiteboard, it will lift some of it off. So instead, clean the cloth and then spray the cloth and then wipe the item. And yeah, that's a good idea, right? And then the way they designed the Glowforge, this belt, it only comes out this far. And this belt, top of this belt, rubs on the bottom of that. So the parts that you can clean, I recommend like cleaning that part of the track. And then you can look into some other people's tips on adding some like Teflon tape onto the underside of this rail to help prevent it from grinding on there. So unfortunately, they've got it glued down from this point over, so I can't clean the whole entire thing. I can move it out of the way, and I can kind of clean the top surface of it, but it's not a whole lot of point. The main thing is cleaning this rail, and then on the back side is the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so next up, we're going to put this back on here. To do that, just like we took it off, you want to lay out your belt so that there's your belt so you can see it. Sorry about the difficulties. Okay. Your belt is caught in this little lock. So those bottom teeth are going to face up. So as you come around, your top teeth, they're going to face down. All right. Make sure you have no twists. Okay. We're going to put the two back wheels. We're going to go back kind of far until the front wheels are almost underneath. You're going to raise it so that they catch. All right. So back wheels pulled forward. It caught. And then as you pull forward, they're going to spring, you're going to lift, you're going to roll in. You're going to take the left belt and put it around the wheel. You're going to take the right belt, put it around the wheel, and it's going to be loose right now. And what you want to do this time, let me get you where you can see. So you're going to make sure your belt's on. Try to get your Allen key kind of pointing back. Get it in there because you're going to pull forward to lock this. So it is tricky without a camera, and it is trickier with a camera. No edits. The struggle is real. Okay, maybe one edit. I gotta, normally I hold that with one hand and then I get my Allen key in with the other hand, and I'm just not, it does not want to play ball. Hey, all right, okay. So what I'm doing is I am pushing, my Allen is in the hole. I'm pushing my thumb up against the right-hand side of the gantry. And that's going to take off all the tension. So don't pull it super tight, but put it pretty good pressure on it. And then turn. till it locks. If you need to, do another pass, but that's locked pretty good. And then for our belt, it's pretty good tension. It's not too loose. There's no droop. As we move our, go left and right, make sure it's smooth, make sure it can go all the way. Okay, and then make sure that you don't feel like kind of stuff. This is just a nice smooth path. If you did feel any of that, loosen that screw, drop your belt, and then just make sure that there's no kinks or anything in your belt. So at this point, our air assist is installed again, and we can grab our print head. Make sure that while we were cleaning it, we didn't muddy up our side lens like that. So we'll clean that up. Come on. Okay. Let's clean our side lens one more time. Okay. If you want to, now is a good time to clean the bottom of your tray. Your bottom of your tray being clean is not so necessary. These divots here are necessary to be cleaned. So forgive the noise for a second. So we didn't talk about that, but another reason for getting crooked lines and stuff is if this thing is moving forward and it hits a piece of scrap that fell out in there. This wheels on the side actually almost touch the crumb tray or the base here, right? So if you're sitting here cutting and that happens, right? It's going to catch and it's going to freeze your machine. Maybe your whole laser assembly here is going to go crooked and you're like, oh my God, what happened? Just turn off your Glowforge, put it back, take out your crumb tray, and make sure everything here on the bottom is clean. Let's put our crumb tray back. Once you get your crumb tray back, make sure that it drops into those 4 divots and it's not moving. Now you're going, dude, why is your crumb tray red? This is the maximum cut area of your Glowforge, inside of the red area. You got 10.95 tall, 19.45 wide. So when you're loading your material and you want to get the most use out of it, hug the front, hug the right. I know they always show you in the videos at Glowforge to align it to this corner. I think that's a cell-proof grade material because you can't cut here and you can't cut up here. So I have found that using the hold down pins, I made some out of acrylic too, that you also can't cut this first set of holes. So if you put your wood in and you come to there, that's going to put you at just about the perfect spot as far as your maximum cut length down. So and like I said, you're also going to lose a tiny bit over here, but not nearly as much as you lose over here. So I want to make a video about how I did that someday, but for now, I masked the black area and all of the tray. I made a 10.95 tall, 19.45 wide rectangle in the Glowforge interface. I ran the job to cut that. I left the masking where this is black. I used an X-Acto along the edge here so that this would have masking, this would have masking, and this area right here would be exposed. And then I spray painted it. And after I was done, I removed all the masking. And that gave me my pretty darn perfect guide for where to place my wood. So again, how far is that going to cut? It's going to cut to here. So put it there. Okay, so I hope that helps everybody. I was not intending to make a how to clean your Glowforge video tonight, but I was intending to cut some stuff tonight, and it was too dirty to do that. Because this guy, my large new laser, my crumb tray is kind of warped. It's low in the middle, and I got to brace it or something. So I didn't want to use this guy tonight. So I'm going to use that one. And now I can because it's clean. What didn't I cover? I did not cover cleaning that bad boy. Yeah. Because I don't have time tonight. You can use that CRC cleaner. You can get some of those big brushes and try to break it free and then vacuum it out. Usually I'll actually fire up the compressor and just blow as much of it out as I can. And then also outside I have my inline 6 fan that I'm sure could use a good cleaning. So look for a video on cleaning those two things the next couple of days. Right now I just got to get back to cutting stuff and making money. So again, thanks for watching. If you could like and subscribe, that would totally help me out a lot. And feel free to hit me up with any questions you guys got. Thanks.